Greetings, captains, and welcome to this Prepar3D video. You are looking at one of the most prominent icons of the aviation industry, the jumbo jet and the undisputed queen of the skies, the Boeing 747-400. With the release of the 747, PMDG has definitely raised the bar once again. The exterior modeling, the interior modeling, the representation of aircraft systems, and the overall realism is simply unmatched. Now, let me tell you guys, there is a lot more than what meets the eye in this aircraft. As it is always the case with PMDG, everything in terms of the modeling is done to perfection to match the real aircraft. And in this version, or this release, what I can see is PMDG has really stepped things up considerably from all previous versions. And if we look at this landing gear here and the amount of detail and just the fidelity is something that I really haven't seen before in any PMDG product. And another thing that is completely brand new in this release is the reflection. The reflections of the fuselage, no matter where you look at this aircraft, is simply outstanding. And I'm not exactly sure how they're able to achieve this with Prepar3D, but that fuselage looks like metal. I mean, it does look very, very good, very high quality. The fidelity is something that I really haven't seen before. Now, of course, the 737, the 777, all of these aircraft are done with, high attention to detail and fidelity, but this aircraft is something that is completely new. If we look here at the, let me go ahead and just go down here, and maybe we can take a look at the wing, and just look at that wing. That wing looks incredibly detailed and incredibly realistic. Yeah. Let's take a look down here at the engines. And by the way, the engines are modeled to look exactly like the real engines. So these are the General Electric engines. And if you change this, if you go to the Pratt & Whitney or the Rolls-Royce engines, then they've actually modeled the correct shapes of those engines. So I'm really amazed at the attention to detail and really the fidelity in this model. The reflections is something that I just really adore in this version of this 747. Look here at the tail. Look at that exhaust. That looks amazing. Very high fidelity, very high attention to detail, and the quality is simply outstanding. In terms of the exterior modeling, this aircraft, without a doubt, gets a perfect 10. A job very well done by PMDG. Welcome to the flight deck. As you can see, PMDG has put in a lot of effort into recreating the flight deck of the 747, and the amount of detail and the texture work that has gone into this aircraft is really state of the art. If you look at the reflections, the dust and the thumbprints here on the displays, the reflection of the instruments and the amount of detail is simply outstanding. If you look at the overhead panel here, everything has been really modeled to look like the real 747 flight deck. Now let me tell you, the sounds are simply amazing. Listen to that. Or hear the battery cover. So everything really has been done with excruciating amount of detail. Let's take a look here at the back. That's the flight deck door. Outstanding. Outstanding job by PMDG recreating the flight deck of the 747. Let us go ahead and turn on the battery. And now you can listen to the sounds. The sounds are simply amazing. All right, let's go to auto for standby power. And we'll just wait for the FMC to power up, and then we'll connect the external power. Let's go to FS Actions. Now, one thing you will notice in this 747, it's got its own service vehicles. Okay. Now, it is fully compatible with GSX, but it's got its own vehicles as well. Look at that. All of these vehicles are available. So let's go ahead and request all the vehicles. Okay, and let's switch to external view. And as you can see now, the service vehicles are arriving to service the aircraft, and they're high quality as well. So these vehicles are actually done with the same amount of detail and fidelity as the aircraft itself. Yeah, look at that. Look at those vehicles. Very nice indeed. Quite detailed as well. Beautiful. Just really beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in the ground power. Okay, let's request the ground power unit and the air start unit as well, and air conditioning unit. So we'll have all the ground services available, and we'll just wait now for the external power to become available here. Let's arm the emergency lights. All right, and external power is now available, as well as the air conditioning. Okay, now that the aircraft is powered up, let's go ahead and take a look at a few more options. And one very intriguing thing and completely brand new is the simulation of turbulence and head shake. So if you go to simulation, of course you'll have all kinds of options here that you can set to match your preference. And of course service-based failures, just like the 737 and the 777. Where it gets really interesting is it's right here at page 9. Okay, so now ground roll shaking, you can enable that. Touchdown shaking, engine fail shaking, turbulence shaking, aerodynamics shaking. So you can enable all of these features. Now I am using Chaseplane, which kind of adds all of these functions without having to enable them here in the aircraft. So I have everything here disabled. But if you're not using Chaseplane or EasyDock and you still want to enjoy an extra level of realism, the PMDG 747 gives you that option where you can set all of these to enjoy that extra level of realism. Again, ground service objects, you can either show all or hide all. And for the ground connections, you can select to have them animate, like I have them in this video, as you saw the service vehicles were driving to the aircraft, or you can load them up instantly. Okay, I thought these were really nice features in this new aircraft. And let's go ahead now and turn on our hydraulics. I do want to extend the flaps and show you what things look like from the outside when we extend the flaps. So I'm going to extend all the way to flaps 30. Now you can hear the flaps Takes a while for the flaps to extend, just like a real aircraft. And what I've noticed in this aircraft is that the time it takes for the engines to spool, to start, for the flaps to extend, is done according to the real aircraft. Look at those flaps. It's very, very nice indeed. Yeah, look at that. We have the look at that. Amazing. Just really amazing. That wing looks absolutely incredible. I love these 747 wings. Alright folks, I've set up a short flight plan, which we are not going to be doing a full flight today. But let's go ahead and take a look at how this aircraft handles up in the air. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at frames in a second and VAS usage. So we are at the runway and we are currently at 1.2 gig of VRAM. So VRAM is pretty good, and we'll see how it handles. Let's take a look at the frames here. So I'm getting about 34-35 frames, which is pretty good. Alright, I'll leave the frame counter on, and let's go ahead and release. Actually, parking brake is released. Let's make sure that the flaps are set. Flaps are 10, and auto throttle is armed, flight director is on, landing lights are on, and everything's ready for departure. Let's give it a little bit of power. Those engine sounds are amazing. Very nice indeed. Pretty smooth.
80 knots.
80 knots.
V1.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
V2. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. Wing flex is absolutely amazing. Well guys, as you can see, the frames are pretty good. The overall operation is pretty smooth. There are no stuttering. Going through some thick clouds here, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so in terms of performance, I think it is comparable to the PMDG 7777. I'm getting pretty good frames, and just take a look here and see this area. So this area isn't really very dense in terms of autogen, maybe that area back there. And in terms of VAS, we're still at about 1 gig, and that's pretty good, considering, you know, the type of settings that I normally run the sim at. So in terms of performance, it really is pretty good when compared to, for example, the FS Labs A320. And for this amount of fidelity and you know, high resolution textures, I think the performance is pretty good. Now, one thing I noticed is I was playing with the fuel, and what I've done is I've turned off one of these fuel tanks, and with the fuel X feed on, I got a message here telling me that there's a fuel imbalance. And then I tried to land the aircraft, and let me tell you, it was quite a challenge trying to land with the fuel imbalance. So Everything in this aircraft is very realistic. It gives you that feel that you're flying a real aircraft, and highly recommended. As far as I'm concerned, I can recommend this aircraft anytime. Alright, there's one more thing that I would like to show you guys before we conclude our video, which is the PMDG Operations Center. The PMDG 747 works in exactly the same way as all other PMDG products in the Operations Center. The only thing that you need to do is select the PMDG 747 for your platform from the drop-down menu. This gives you access to the Livery Manager, where you can install additional aircraft liveries for your 747, the Livery Downloader, which gives you access to tens of liveries for your new 747, the version, both the installed and available versions, and whether your product currently needs updating, as well as the changelog, and access to high quality and detailed documentation, including a PMDG 747 tutorial. In conclusion, the PMDG 747 is without a doubt a remarkable aircraft, and the level of detail and the quality that PMDG has put forth in creating this aircraft to represent the real aircraft, both in terms of the visuals and the simulation of aircraft systems, is simply unmatched. The price of $135, in my opinion, is well worth it. I am confident to recommend this aircraft anytime. Until next time, folks, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye for now.